weird.
It's
It looks
lit.
like you were about to hump
Wait,
the
what?
camera.
It's lit.
It's like the word moist to some people. The word
Moist.
bush to me, I hate
That's
it.
really
I
specific.
see it, and I was
So I'm guessing is it because of your bush or someone else's bushes?
So I just remembered the charm, the maid cafe spell.
Outside.
Oh, that's
You have to make a
annoying.
heart. You have to make a heart and go oishikunare, muy muy cute, and then like throw it on the food.
Oh, that's
You remembered
so
it?
cute.
Yeah, I remembered
How
it
does it go?
literally as I just started this other video.
You can't add it on because you have a different shirt.
I know. So this is a video about how awesome Japanese folklore is. Yeah, and I'm gonna
Your hands are very small, Josh.
My hands are huge.
the folklore that I'll be highlighting. It's only a small fraction
I really want to go across.
of the wide expanse of Japanese culture. I found these super interesting, and the first one was Tanuki.
Tanuki.
Yeah, and I was familiar with Tanuki, these like raccoon bear type things from Super Mario Brothers 3. There's a Tanuki suit, and Mario can
Oh
wear
my
it.
god, yes!
And he can spin his tail and fly around. That's literally all I knew about Tanukis. That was my knowledge.
That's where I've heard Tanuki.
Tanuki.
Yeah, that's what he's been saying.
Oh, I don't know that.
So then I go there and I see these statues of like raccoon bear things, and they're furry and they have a really stylized face, like really wide, puffy cheeks. The thing about Tanuki is I saw this statue and I also noticed they have cute little feet, but in between their tiny, cute little feet, they have giant balls.
They
Like,
do.
literally.
What?
Like, giant balls that hit the floor. So I was like,
Wait, Japanese man?
No, the Tanuki.
Tanuki statue, Tanuki statue.
You're not listening. See, put your phone away.
So, Japanese man, why would I be?
Because of the whole
Japanese
sauna
man.
thing.
Yeah, okay.
This is
fair
another
enough,
video.
Fair enough. So yeah,
No,
I had questions.
No, it's not fair enough. He's not listening.
I had questions, like, you know, a good American. I investigated. By that I mean I asked a couple people that I was working in the lab with. Yeah, I brought it up in the lab, like, hey, so, you know, I saw a Tanuki statue the other day. You know, they looked at me like, yeah, they're pretty common. I was like, yeah, and I noticed something peculiar. They seem to have, and then he cut me off. And he was like, giant balls? And I was like, yeah, what's that all about? He tried to explain it as best he could, and this is my interpretation of his explanation. So take this with a grain of salt. I don't even know how to explain it. So
Google it.
I think the idea is that gold to like plate things and like make stuff out of was flattened by using like a hammer and like a stretchy substance. For that, the skin of Tanuki testicles, or like raccoon testicles, I don't even know, but the skin was used to like stretch out the gold, I think. So then Tanuki have some sort of association with like golden riches. So there's that.
So,
But-
wait, their balls were used to stretch the gold?
Something like that.
That sounds horrible. That's
So,
like cruel.
It makes no sense to me.
Did they stay alive?
No, not to. I don't know the
They were
details.
dead?
I don't know the details.
Then don't bring up a
Honest-
story that you don't know
Hey,
about.
I was just blah blah blah. Okay. But the fact that there's the skin stretched so much granted Tanuki larger balls in folklore that they used for a large variety of things. Tanuki can use their balls as punching bags, to kill people, to fly as like wings in like a flying squirrel type of way. Like in traditional Japanese art, if you look up Tanuki, traditional Japanese art, you'll find all kinds of crazy stuff that Tanuki are doing with their giant balls. And I'm talking giant, like the statues have, like, you know, but like if you look at the art, you'll see like it's just like crazy.
What's the leg to ball ratio?
I would say
See, this is the leg.
I would say
With
1 to 5 to 1 to 10, like insane, like
This?
crazy. Look at that
Why
traditional
doesn't Tanuki
Japanese
Mario
one.
have big balls?
Why
Maybe
did
because of the American Pandering to American audiences.
I know, right? Censoring.
Nintendo.
I hate censoring in video
Damn
games.
Tanuki, the canine yokai with gigantic balls.
So yokai, that's like a mythical beast in
Yeah.
Japanese folklore.
It's literally this guy is using his balls as a boat cross.
I'm telling you.
Okay.
Do you mind if I steal that for a
no,
sec?
Actually, now it makes
Like-
a little bit.
Literally, his balls as a boat.
Technically, it's the sack.
So I understand now. Exactly. That's what I was gonna say. That it's like a stretched out, the sack stretched out, not like
Right.
oh,
Well, yeah, I mentioned the skin earlier, so I figured
oh, okay.
this blew
They
my
put them
mind.
together to hold fish.
Yes. Do you mind if could I please? I guess I could take a screenshot and just place it
Pause
in
it
the
up.
video. In post, whatever.
Tanuki ball.
Google it.
Yeah. So
That's literally all I did.
wow, I'm telling my hundreds of subscribers to Google Tanuki.
I've seen.
What a day.
I've seen things.
Tanuki weren't the only interesting mythical creature that I learned about. There were also Kappa. Kappa? I think it has like an accent on the first A. But I might be messing it up. I don't know, don't take my pronunciation word for word. The way I found out about these is I was walking through a store that sold stickers with a bunch of friends. And I saw this turtle and I was like, oh, look at that cute turtle. And they're like, oh, that's a kappa. And I was like, excuse me? And they're like, oh, Kappa. I'm definitely mispronouncing the name. But I was like, okay, what do you mean? And they're like, you can tell by the bowl on its head. And I was like, what? And sure enough, there was a bowl, like an indentation on the top of his head that had water inside. And I was like, okay, I have questions. So they're like, yes. And I was like, why does a kappa have a bowl on the top of its head? And then my friends were like, well, it uses the water in the bowl to gain strength. Okay, that only brought on more questions in my head. What does it need its strength for? And they're like, for sumo wrestling. And I was like, are you kidding me? You've got to be making this up. But no, like all four of them were completely straight-faced. And I was like, what? And I did some research. And yeah, they weren't playing. Like kappa are these small child humanoid turtle creatures that have a bowl on their top of their head with
I've
water.
heard of that.
Yeah, and all I knew about them was that that's what Koopas are based on. Also from Mario. That's all I knew about them. Kappa are very well known for their antics, for pulling pranks. They're pranksters, classic YouTube pranksters. The original ones. Yes. They live in rivers, they're great swimmers, and they pull pranks on people, They dunk people in the water, they steal swimmers' clothes, they rape women. Maybe that one's not.
What?
But they're known for doing
a prank?
pranks
Get out.
and horrible things as well. And horrible things too. And they're very strong, right? They have the strength in the bowl of the top of their head. Like that I was talking about
They
earlier.
have balls on their head?
No, the bowl on the top of their head.
bowl?
If they have water in the bowl, they have strength. They're very strong. Feeding
Sorry to
kappa.
interrupt your video, but two things. One, literally you sound like a professor trying to teach us and we're not paying attention.
Yeah.
You're getting very annoyed.
Thank you.
I'm the
Teacher's pet.
And two, every time we say the word kappa, I think of work. Because at work when we're doing like FDA products and there's something wrong with them, like the battery, whatever, we have to fix them
Yeah.
by adding a kappa.
Yeah, I know.
all
I know that. I know
can
kappas
think
too. How do you defeat a kappa? You might be asking, because that's what
It's
you
a
were
me.
thinking.
Mario.
You become Super Mario. So they gain strength from the water in the bowl on their top of their heads, right? Remember I mentioned that earlier?
How do
so
they add water on the bowls?
they live in rivers,
So they just go, whoop.
I guess. Yeah. Kappas are obsessed with politeness, in case you didn't know.
What?
I know, exactly. So what you gotta do is, before you fight them or whatever, you gotta bow. And when you bow, they have to bow back because they're obsessed with politeness. And then the water spills out of the bowl on the top of their head and they lose their strength.
You really
Very
can't make
easy
this
to defeat.
up.
I cannot make any of this up. Isn't this amazing? Japanese folklore is just rich with this crazy, awesome stuff. If that doesn't work, if you're wrestling a kappa and you don't find a way out, what you gotta do is you remove one of its arms. Its arms are very easy to remove, in case you didn't think of that. If you remove its arms, it'll be in debt to you until it'll do whatever you want it to do until you give it its arms back and you just pop it back in place and its arm's good. So you either make it bow or remove its arm.
Just one arm?
That's I mean, yeah.
But how do you remove its arm?
You just rip it off. They're very easy to remove.
That's so horrible.
And this is just stuff that my friends just told me offhandedly, completely straight faced.
So cool though.
And it's so cool that Japanese is just the culture is just full of these amazing
ideas.
And what does America have?
Nothing.
Santa?
No, because
Bigfoot? Like that's not Santa isn't even American.
Not even from America. It's
Exactly.
from the UK.
And it's like
And Bigfoot isn't either.
right, like I don't
have
know when
nothing.
you get into like regional stuff, you got like you got Mothman and like what's that swamp ape?
We have La Chupacabra.
That's, in Mexico.
That's Mexico. Yeah, chupacabra.
Honestly,
But like
I feel like we would have amazing I can't say the word.
Folklore.
folklore.
I'm sorry, I don't want to offend. If we would have allowed the Native Americans to like spread their wings, pretty much, because I feel like their culture itself would have made America amazing and unique. But people are stupid.
Dang, that was deep, Hila.
It's true. That's why America's nothing, because we ruined that by wanting to take over. Like, you have nothing fun.
Japanese folklore is epic, and I suggest for you to look into it. Thanks so much for watching, and I'm so sorry to any Japanese people if I completely messed up your culture. I did it out of respect and love. I did not mean to completely desecrate everything you hold sacred. So please don't sue me, but thank you so much for watching, and make sure to comment. I'll leave more information about folklore in the description. Subscribe for more Japan content. Goodbye. If I'm bowing lower than them, then it's polite, right? And then they just looked at me uncomfortably, and then they bowed lower than I bowed. There's saunas, there's hot tubs, there's pools, and everybody's naked.
I just think that's really cool. I'm sure Honduras and Venezuela have their own, right? Just like Mexico too.
Mm-hmm.
But most of the stuff were based on like Santos.
We have
Yeah.
Like
wanna hear one?
the Guadalupe. How did she come about? We
Wanna
know
hear one that
that.
we have? It's a midget that has a hole.
I can't take you
In his-
seriously. I can't.
Whatever. Fine now. I'll stop talking.
Wait, were you serious?
I'm serious.
I need to hear this. What? I'll see you next time, guys.
Oh,